Hello there. So, today I want to discuss one interesting question. And this question is actually connected with my two previous first videos. In addition, my first two videos were about like the process of achieving goals, a process of development in every choice, in every process of your choice. And maybe not that openly, maybe in some hidden way, I was, confidently talking about consistency. Because, yes, I didn't actually utilize the word consistency as the definition, but I utilized, the phrase of continue doing, continue growing, continue making attempts, continue just going further. And these phrases are definitely about consistency, because the more you do, the more not simple, but same question. The more same actions you do, the more you're getting used to these actions, and the more professional and good you become in terms of taking these actions. So this is about consistency. This is what actually consistency really is. So, and the question is the consistency the real key of success, the real key of becoming the greatest in the sphere of your choice? And the answer is difficult, even though the question sounds kind of simple and maybe even obvious, because some people would say that, of course, Diana, based on your words, even based on your words, we can realize that consistency is the real key. Consistency is essential. Consistency is the crucial moment of the process of development in each sphere of life. And I would say, yes, I agree. Consistency is extremely important. And in terms of growing in every sphere, I would say that without consistency, nothing can be achieved, and this is true. Still, however, there is some sense, and I would say some direction of answering this question that is not that obvious, that not not that superficial, maybe. I don't know which word to choose in order to describe this direction, but still, consistency, I would say that consistency is the key of success only if the path of your choice is yours. Yes, you must understand that people, and maybe even you, may choose wrong and right directions. Why I say these adjectives in that way? Because it's also a subjective way of looking at the world. Because for some people, I don't know, making a great career, becoming a professor of some science, etc., is the right way to grow and to live a life. And for somebody, I don't know, just making beautiful and pleasant moments of life through, traveling, through clubbing, through hanging out with friends and close people to this particular person, is the right path to live a life. So I would say that wrong and right paths is a subjective, it's obviously a subjective definition. But I will try to look at this moment more objectively. So I'm going to, observe both wrong and right paths to make them more, how to say this word, without the unpersoned, maybe. I don't know if this word actually exists, but I think you understand what I'm saying. So, what is the right path and the wrong path? Based on maybe my example, again, because it's easier for me to talk about myself and about my experience, because only I can understand what is right and what is wrong for me. So this is like the key of identifying whether the path of your choice is wrong or right. Yeah, this is the key. So you must understand what is wrong and what is right for you. So you shouldn't like look on at other people in terms of identifying whether the path is right or wrong. So based on my experience, based on my example, my parents, when I was young, when I was a child, my parents were willing to create like protective or I don't know, saving environment for me. So they always said to me that Diana, it's much easier for you to like get a higher education, so graduate from the university and get married with a nice guy who has like brains, who has basic I don't know, moral values, so that you will be able to live a life with him. And it's much easier for you just to be like intelligent in somebody's perception, and be happy wife with happy life. Yes, so for my parents, this is like a right path for me to live, to follow and to live a life like according to this particular path. Because based on their experience, this path is kinda less dangerous maybe for a woman, and it's more pleasant for a woman to be like in safety, in a safe environment, in order to live a life without any problems, both financial and maybe even how to say, existing problems. Yes, problems with like maybe even life. For example, if you're, I don't know, maybe some public person, like extremely public person, I would have some problems with my safety, life safety, because when a person with some opinion, with some like maybe crucial, not crucial, maybe cruel, maybe like harsh, sharp statement and opinion can be, both accepted and refused and denied by people. So I would have some problems maybe with haters overall. So yeah, so for my parents, the path that I was discussed a little before is more pleasant and is right for me. For them. This is the point, for them. As for me, this path is actually wrong. Actually, this path isn't about me. So this is like the main point. I never wanted to be a happy wife. Never wanted to like have and grow kids, to live like silent and pleasantly happy life with my family. So I'm not like a family person. This is like just a part of my character. I can't change it from the very beginning of my like self-realization. So with maybe from the age of 8-9 years old, I was always concentrated on my personal self-realization, and even at the age of 13-14, I clearly understood that I'm going to grow as a careerist. So the career and the self-realization in career was like the main value of my life, and I was focused on developing as a specialist in some sphere, even though that time, as I was a child, actually, I didn't really know what sphere to choose to grow, which direction to choose in order to develop. I just knew that I'm going to become a careerist, and This is like the path of mine. So firstly, when my parents tried to like persuade me that Diana, what you are thinking is wrong, what we are talking, this is right. I tried to like react negatively and quite emotionally, like, no, you're saying shit, not in this form, of course, but like the message of my reaction was like that. So I said, like, I didn't understand why you trying to persuade me the wrong thing, because that time I felt that this is like the wrong direction, this is not what I'm desiring to live like. Yes, but time passed and I started to realize that this is like the reason why my parents was trying to persuade me, was trying to make me live according to their perception, their like the world side, the world view, because this approach was working for them and maybe is working for them still, because in their worldview this is like the most relevant maybe method of living approach. This is why they just wanted me to live happily according to what they actually experienced. So now I don't like argue with them anymore, because I understand that I cannot change their opinion and their worldview. I can just take mine. I can just collect all information, create my personal worldview and state it confidently, but not like pressing, because pressing is about weakness. Because if you are like self-determined, if you know what you want, if you know what you want to achieve and have in your life, you don't have to persuade everybody in your life, in your social circle, in it. You just know it and you just state it. So guys, you can say anything, but I'm determined. I know what I want. So this is like a side story that is leading us to the definition of consistency. So if a person knows what they want, knows what goal they want to achieve, and the reason why actually they want to achieve, and the answer is both simple and hard to understand and realize and have consistently in their soul, in their brain, in their heart, in both like channels of self-realization. So only in that terms consistency is reasonable, and consistency is rewarding in some kind of meaning. I will explain why. Now I want to focus on the wrong way of consistency, when consistency is not the key of achieving success. For example, based on my experience, based on my example, if I decided to hide my true desires, hide my true self, exactly, and decided to listen to my parents like in a full, don't go to some critical points, because of course my parents was saying like essential things, how to live a life, what to do with your, I don't know, maybe face, maybe how to communicate with people, how to grow connections, etc, etc. So I listened to a lot of things that were said to me from them, because they're actually universal. So to universal things, of course, I listen to them. So if I decided to listen to them in this particular moment, in terms of choosing the right direction of living a life, I would deny my true self. So yeah, for example, I started to, I don't know, maybe meeting new people, finding a man, creating, you know, put all of my efforts, full of my energy that were supposed to be spent on creating a great career in some sphere, to finding a way, maybe to finding a sphere of life where I wanted to, grow as a careerist. So instead of this, I would put all of my efforts in growing, like, relationship with the man, working on creating happy family. First of all, yes, First of all, I would be able to create like a safe and caring family, as I was like cognitively, like intellectually persuaded that this is like the right path. I would be able to create that kind of family, as I listened to my family and I knew what to do. But would I be happy really in this family? No. Why? Because this is not the right path of mine to grow in. So yes, of course, nothing is 100% wrong or 100% right. Even in creating like a family, I would have some benefits from me. I would have some positive emotions from it, of course. But fundamentally, family is not the sphere of life that would make me like totally happy. Not totally, okay. Mostly happy. So it would make me like feeling like, okay, that's fine, maybe. Or maybe I would try to have some benefits from my family that must be have had from the career. So it's like a conflict. So if I want, for example, I want to become the CEO of the company, of my own company. So here I want to lead people, to create some processes and lead processes, think strategically in terms of developing the company itself. So instead of putting all of my efforts, all of my ambitions in that sphere of life, I would transfer these ambitions to my family. So I would probably lead my husband, my children. I would control everybody and everything in my family. So my family would become my company. And this is the awful thing, because family is created, first of all, to share happiness, not only with ourselves, but also with another person, first of all, partner, and therefore, for some people, it's also about children. This is not a company to lead, this is not a company to develop, this is like a space of people who are more than just connections. So family is about it, first of all. And based on my unrealized ambitions in career, as I decided to choose another path, the path of growing a family, I would transfer my ambitions on my family, and nobody as a result would be happy, in simple words. So this is why consistency is not always the key of success, because in the very beginning the choice was wrong for this particular person. So, and if I decided to choose to listen to myself, actually I already decided it. I made this choice. So I decided to listen to myself and to start finding my definition of the right path, of the right way of living. And now I understand that this is about self-realization. First of all, this is about career, this is about making money, this is about grow as a specialist, gaining knowledge and spreading knowledge, spreading, working on creating expertise and professionalism, and sharing this professionalism through some goods, maybe through some education. So this is like the one of the methods of my self-realization as a specialist, because I'm sharing gained knowledge with you. So here I'm consistent. Why? Because I unstoppably working on my fundamental desire to live a life happily as a race specialist. So maybe I'll call it like that. So why I do not quit? Return to some first videos you can watch. If you didn't watch my first and second video, you should watch it, because this material is highly connected with them. So why I didn't quit and will not quit? Because my choice is fundamental, and my choice is about me. So fundamentally, I want to become a careerist. So I put in all of my efforts on choosing the directions, changing directions, starting and finishing the small and big processes in this particular whole path. So this is why I continue. This is why I continue growing. Not just because it must be done, but because I want it to be done. This is like the main difference when the consistency is or isn't the key. Because if I genuinely want some process to be done, in that terms, consistency will be the key of a success. As I understand the fundamental value of this process and I accept this value, as I understand, then this process is about me. This is why consistency is the key. But if I decided to start and finish this process just because it must be done, because somebody said to me that this must be done, or based on other people's experience. So I look at other people and think, okay, these people did this and achieved this, so probably, I guess, I need to do the same thing in order to succeed. So that consistency wouldn't be the key, because even if you finish the process to the very end, you will not, mostly possibly, you will not gain the feeling of success. So yeah, you have this, but you feel nothing. Why? This process isn't about you. So I guess this is like the main difference between situations when consistency is and isn't the key. Yes, I hope this information, first of all, I hope you understand what I was talking about, and secondly, I hope my material, my explanation maybe opened your eyes to some situation, to some particular situation, or maybe you just clarified and accept that, yes, I was thinking about it and now I understand that this is like the right thought of mine. So please, before starting any process, first of all, think about how this process is connected with your understanding of what is the right or wrong path for you to live. So first of all, you need to understand whether you live your life or not. To live a life, to live your life, means to live life the way that makes you happy. This is like the main point needed to be understood. So if yes, put all of your efforts in this process, and the consistency will be beneficial 100%. If no, please take your time and spend, I think, a lot of time to identify what the right way to live a life means to you, and identify the core values of this. Without doing it, all processes will be, somebody else's, not yours. But it must be yours. Yes. I think that's all. I hope this material was helpful, and see you next time.